Hi everyone, Jonathan here and welcome to the channel. Now we're into currently into quite a few days into this lockdown with the COVID-19 situation, and I thought I'd bring you this little video just to tell you what I've actually been doing, which, to be fair, isn't really a lot. The hotel obviously is closed its doors to the public. It's still running because obviously we've got on-site staff which need to be catered for, so it's my day off from doing the cooking, and I'm currently out on my bike, as you can tell from me wearing my helmet. I'm just under Catbells, which is the last walk that I did before I broke my wrist. I might actually take you over to the point where I actually fell and did my wrist in those 2 years ago. It'll be, well, we're into back into March, so I would have finished my 4-week sick leave around about now. So I might take you along to the bit where I actually slipped, because I had actually come down the hill at that point that I fell, which is rather unfortunate. But yeah, I'm out on the bike. My intentions are to go around Derwentwater, which is the lake near you, that are showcased in that video, where the town of Keswick is. So yeah, there's not really an awful lot more going on, to be honest with you. I've been working on. Let's get this off. I've been working on a couple of things since the hotel closed. I've been working on a new channel that I'm thinking of starting up, involving gaming, which I covered in that completely different video that I recorded a couple of weeks ago. And that's more or less it. I've been getting all of that organised, but that is going to be entirely based on that video that I actually did. So there won't be any more of those videos going up onto this channel. So yeah, there's not really an awful lot more to talk about, because like I say, I've just been catering for on-site staff, and that's more or less it, and sorting out all that stuff on the computer. So I do want to try and get some more videos in if I possibly can. I might do a couple of movie night videos, and we'll just take it from there. So let's I'm going to carry on for a little bit longer. I'm going to do a bit of walking, because this next little bit is rather strenuous on the legs on a bike, especially when you haven't been out on it for the last 2 years. So I'm going to head off, and we'll see you all in about, I'd say in my time, about 10 minutes. To you guys, just a second. Right everyone, so I'm now in the place where I actually slipped and fell 2 years ago. So just going to very quickly change the view, and we can see where we are. Right, so this was the point. I'm just trying to pan around there, and you can see that really nice view there that you can see. So like I say, this is where it all happened. I'd just come down a little bit further along here. I think it's about another, I'd say 200 yards further down here, and I was just walking along here, and I come along this little bend, and it was right here where there was a sheet of ice which literally covered the entire path from one side to the other, and there was no way that I could really get around this. I mean, if you can see here, there are some wires here now, but 2 years ago these were not here, so there was no way I could actually get over this sheet of ice without actually trying to walk over it. And unlucky for me, the first step that I took, I just tumbled like a sack of potatoes, and that was more or less it. Like I say, that day I got into hospital, as I documented in that video, so there was nothing I could do about that. But yeah, you can see how high up I was when I got up to the top. I reckon I couldn't even put that into feet or meters, to be honest. I really couldn't. You'd have to look online for how big it is. It's not massive, but there is some great views from the top of it, as you saw. So just as something quick, here's my bike. We've got the giant Talon 4 downhill bike. Needs a bit of a maintenance. It needs a bit of maintenance. There's a couple of maintenance issues with it, but for the moment it does what it says it does what it's supposed to. Good little bike, always has been, for the little amount of use that it's had, unfortunately. But yeah, it's a pretty decent bike, good and solid, and like I said, it does what it's meant to do. So I'm gonna try and tackle as much of this route as I can. I'm going to get back on it now, and I'll probably come back when I hit the little village of Stair. So until then, guys, I'll see you soon. Okay, so not even nowhere near Stair yet, but I do have to stop because the view from the top, this point is absolutely gorgeous. So I'm just going to pan round and show you what I'm actually looking at here. So again, you will have seen this before, guys, but from this perspective here, I just think this is absolutely it's so majestic. There isn't a ripple on that lake at all. There's just such a great reflection coming off there. You can see, you might not be able to see it in the background there. I can't exactly zoom in neither, but just if you see those buildings right in front of me there, that is the Lador Falls. And a little bit further along there, we've got Merritt Mountain hidden in some trees and some houses. Above here in this little area there, that is Wat Endleth. The road for that starts roughly where one of those in between those two houses that are in view around about there. It goes all the way up to a place called Surprise View, which is literally a little bit further, which is about halfway up from the Lador that you can see in the background. And yeah, and we go on and along this way behind the next one along, because this hill here is still a part of Catbells. Beyond that you've got Castle Crag. Waller Crag is this one just there, that's Waller Crag. The rest of this I'm not entirely sure of. Not really. I'm saying I'm not clued up on all of the hills in the lakes, but I do know a good few of them. But the lake looks like it's actually not as deep as it usually is. I mean, it's the shallower lake of the ones in the Lake District, but it looks like whether I'm seeing things, but it looks like you can actually see the bed just out in the middle there. That might just be me, I don't know, but yeah, absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to carry on to Stair. Right, so I've hit I've hit stairs. Actually, I've actually gone through it. I'm just on the road back to Keswick now. But I thought I'll just take a little bit of a break and just have a quick bite of my banana and some juice. But it's been a nice ride up until now. It was a nice little bit of downhill, if I have to be really honest. It was a nice bit of downhill. That it's just what the doctor ordered, as the phrase goes. But yeah, it's been fairly quiet, to say the least. It's been fairly quiet, to say the least, at the hotel. Like I say, there's not really a lot going on because everywhere's in lockdown. The roads are absolutely dead. There's zero people around, obviously, because either they're self-isolating or they're being told to stay indoors, other than get the regular exercise, which is what I'm doing, or at least trying to. My legs are absolutely worn out. This next part of the ride is going to be the more difficult part, if I have to be honest. I was going to go up to a village called Thornthwaite, which is along the A66 towards Workington, and I was going to come back along the main road, but I did that the other day, and I fancied something a little different. But they say that level terrain bike riding is better to build up your leg strength, which I don't really give a toss about, to be honest with you. If I want to go out on the bike, I'll go wherever I want, regardless of the condition my legs are going to be in at the end of it. So yeah, so that's what I'm doing. And sorry about the state of the hair. That's because of wearing the helmet, which I need to have for medical reasons, as you already know, with my epilepsy. Even though it comes and goes whenever it wants to. Not that it gets really bad, as I said before. I mean, I'm okay behind the wheel for the best of it. But yeah. I don't know what else there is. I don't know what else there is to talk about, to be honest with you. I think I'm just passes by. Watching the world go by, that's all I'm doing. I'm watching the world go by. I'm watching bikers coming and going along the road there. There was a couple when, just as I was walking down onto this little bit here, I'm just literally perched on a little footpath adjacent to this little beck that leads out into Derwentwater. I'm not too far from my boss's gaff, to be honest with you. My boss's house. Our sous chef's house. He comes and sorts us out with the staff meals for the week. I saw him yesterday, so that wasn't too bad. Yeah, but like I said, there's not really a great much more for me to say, actually. Like I said before, I'm going to try and crack on with some videos. I don't know what the subject of them is going to be. I will be doing a couple of movie reviews at some point. Won't be anything recent that I've watched, because we can't go at the cinemas at all here in the UK because they've all been closed. So release dates have been pushed forward to another time, or unless they come onto a streaming service, we'll just have to wait and see what happens there. But I'll probably do stuff out of my own collection. Maybe I'll try and do about maybe 2 videos a week with regards to that. I'll be working on material for my other channel, which I have started up, like I said before. Yeah, so I think that's about it. So I think I'm gonna try and make my way back. Try and make my way back to Keswick now, because I've had about 10 minutes. I've had about 10 minutes. So yeah, if you see me again, in a bit, then I'll wrap it up then. But if not, I'll see you guys later. Bye. And I also can't forget to throw this in. If you kind of like this video, you can hit that like button if you want. You don't have to if you don't want to. That's absolutely fine. If you'd like to see more of me in the future, hit that subscribe button. It always helps. It gives me the initiative to churn out more videos. If you want me to, that would be great. Not that I'll stop making them. They'll keep coming up every now and again. But like I say, with these 4 weeks, these next 4 weeks, I'm going to try and squeeze as much in as I can around the jobs that I need to do around the hotel as well. But yeah, talk to me in the comments below. Tell me what you're doing in your position. You know, it helps to talk. It helps to talk, whether it's person to person in real time or on social media. It always helps. I mean, you know, I've mentioned it before. I struggle with anxiety, all that kind of thing. So it helps to talk to people, to keep the spirits up. So let's get this message across, people, or at least get the message across, everyone. You know, for those people that need people that need to talk to keep themselves level-headed. So awesome, guys. So until then, if I don't see you anytime soon like this, take care of yourselves, stay safe, and this is me, Trekflix, signing off. Right, so everyone, in a little turn of events on that bike ride, I got a little bit further along. This is just in case you wonder why I'm actually in the car right now. I'm actually en route back to Keswick. There was a bit of a, sorry about that, I just need to reposition there. There was a bit of an unfortunate development on the way back. I'd stopped just to sort of like gather my legs again, to finish off the ride and actually get back to Keswick. I'm just going to move that down a little bit, maybe, you know, it's not going to go any further. And a guy had gone past on his bike, and as he was going up the hill, and as I'm just minding my own business, I heard this God Almighty, what sounded like, I can't even begin to describe what this noise was, but it was that loud. I turned around and I was like, what the fuck was that? So, and I looked over, and this guy had got off his bike and he's looking. I'm like, something's happened here. So I got up the hill, and it turned out that the guy's gear change on the back of his bike had snapped off the frame. So this is why I'm in the car. I offered my services to take him back to Whitehaven. Of all the places that he could have come from, Whitehaven, and I felt so sorry for the guy. I really did. Really nice bloke. Sorted me out with some cash, which was really nice of him. I said I wouldn't take much off him due to the circumstances. I wasn't going to fleece him out. Of anything. But he was in a real predicament, because there's a very limited. If there is a bus service on, it's going to be very limited. And it had been hitchhiking back home, so I couldn't really leave him to try and get back to Whitehaven, because it's quite a distance. We're talking about 30 miles. We're talking 30 miles. So I've ended up having to take him home. So this is me on my way, this is me just coming into Keswick now. I've just turned off on the road into Keswick. So yeah, so this is going to be my final segment for the video, guys. Not a nice way to finish, because really I'm not supposed to be in the car unless I'm actually going for any kind of essential shopping, really, or well, yeah, basically. I mean, there's still people out on the roads, but I'm sure they've got their reasons for going out, and I've got my reasons for going out, because I felt I had to give this guy a hand to get home, because otherwise it would have been it'd have been snook, and it'd been Whitehaven, like I say, it's about 30 miles out from Keswick, if not more, maybe 32, 33 miles. So yeah, basically that's it. So I've just come into the town centre now, so I'm going to head off now, guys. So I'm not going to bother doing my usual routine, because I have already done it. So I'll just say this: stay safe, and we'll see you in the next video. And stay at home.